We all like to think we're in the driver's seat of our own decisions, right? But what if I told you that our brains are full of hidden psychological triggers, little switches that can be flipped by anyone who knows the secret code? Well, today we're going to crack that code. We're going to decode the science of persuasion. To really get how deep these triggers go, let's start with a truly bizarre mystery from the animal kingdom. Why on earth would a fiercely protective mother turkey suddenly start cuddling up with her absolute mortal enemy, a creature she is hardwired to attack on sight? And the answer is, well, it's just bizarrely simple. Her motherly instinct isn't triggered by sight or smell or even touch. Nope, it's triggered by just one single sound, the cheep cheep of her little chicks. So what did researchers do? They put a tape recorder playing this sound inside a stuffed polecat, the turkey's natural predator, and instantly she gathered it under her wing. But get this, the second they switched off that sound, she viciously attacked it. It's a completely automatic, almost robotic response. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, that's interesting, but that's just a bird. But we humans have our own triggers. In a famous experiment, people tried cutting in line for a photocopier. When they just asked with no reason, they had about a 60% success rate. But when they gave a reason, that success rate shot up to over 90%. And here's the absolute kicker. The reason didn't even have to make sense. Saying, because I have to make copies, which is obviously why everyone was there, worked just as well as a real legitimate excuse. So what's the big takeaway? The word because was the trigger, just like that cheep cheep sound was for the turkey. See, we all have these mental shortcuts that help us get through the day and save some precious brain power. And in his legendary book, Influence, the psychologist Robert Cialdini calls them the weapons of influence. And that is the secret code we are cracking today. All right, so here's our game plan. We've just seen how the brain's cheep cheep triggers work. Next, we're going to decode 4 of Cialdini's most powerful principles: reciprocity, consistency, social proof, and scarcity. And then, at the very end, we'll learn how to build our own persuasion shields to defend against all this stuff. Let's dive right in with reciprocity. This is a rule that's deeply embedded in pretty much every human culture. When someone gives us something, we feel this powerful and honestly often really uncomfortable urge to give something back. It's like we're carrying an invisible debt. So, just how powerful is this little trick? Well, in one study, a waitress who gave a single mint with the bill saw her tips go up by about 3%. Not bad. Giving 2 mints boosted them to 14%. But this is where it gets wild. When she gave 1 mint, started to walk away, then turned back and said, "For you nice people, here's 1 more," tips just skyrocketed by 20%. That tiny, unexpected, personalized gift created this massive sense of obligation. And there you have it. That's the rule of reciprocity in action. It's a powerful social glue that helps us all cooperate, for sure, but it can also be triggered to make us say yes when we'd probably rather say no, all because we want to get rid of that invisible debt. Okay, moving on to our next big idea, commitment and consistency. This one taps into our obsessive desire to be and to look consistent with things we've already done. Once we take a stand on something, it's like our brain switches on this mental autopilot to make sure all of our future actions line up perfectly. There's this amazing experiment that shows exactly how this trap works. Researchers, pretending to be volunteers, went door to door in a neighborhood and asked homeowners to put a tiny 3-inch "Be a Safe Driver" sticker in their window. Almost everyone said yes. Then 2 weeks later, a different volunteer came back with a totally absurd request. Would they be willing to install a massive, ugly "Drive Carefully" sign on their front lawn? And the results? It is absolutely staggering. In the control group, where they were only asked the big request, 83% of people refused. But for the people who had first accepted that tiny little sticker, a whopping 76% said yes. That small initial commitment completely reshaped their self-image, and they felt this huge pressure to act consistently with it. And that right there is the consistency trap. It's a mental shortcut, right? So instead of actually thinking through the new request, our brain just takes a shortcut and asks, hey, is this consistent with what I've done before? This can lead us down a path of what Cialdini calls foolish consistency, making us a really easy target. All right, next up, we have social proof. This is basically the idea that we figure out what's correct by looking at what other people think is correct. When we're feeling uncertain, we don't look inside ourselves for the answer, we look around to see what everyone else is doing. Here's a fascinating, real-world example.
The UK government wanted to get more people to pay their taxes on time. The standard letter they sent out had about a 67% compliance rate. When they added just one sentence, most people in the UK pay on time, compliance jumped to 74%. But here's the clincher. When they made it personal and said most people in your town pay on time, compliance just skyrockets to 83%. Just think about that. A single sentence brought in billions in extra revenue.
So you see, the key ingredient here is similarity. We don't just follow any old crowd. We follow the crowd of people who are like us. This principle is so powerful because it basically lets us outsource our thinking. We just assume that if tons of people similar to us are doing something, well, it must be the right thing to do. Okay, our last big principle for today is scarcity. This is the idea that opportunities just seem way more valuable to us when they're limited. It pushes this psychological panic button in our brain, the fear of missing out, or FOMO. A super simple experiment with cookies proves this perfectly. People were asked to rate cookies from two different jars. One jar was basically full. It had 10 cookies. The other was nearly empty, with only 2 left. Now the cookies were identical. So which ones do you think people rated as more desirable, more attractive, and even tastier? You guessed it, the ones from the nearly empty jar. And that's the scarcity principle in a nutshell. It's just baked into our psychology. The fear of losing something is a way more powerful motivator than the joy of getting that exact same thing. So when you see things like limited time offer or only 2 left in stock, that's not just information, it's an emotional trigger.
Okay, so we've cracked the code on these really powerful weapons of influence. So the huge question now is, what do we do about it? How do we defend ourselves? Well, understanding the code is the first step. Now let's build your persuasion shield.
It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you have to learn to recognize the feeling. That sudden gut pull of obligation from an unexpected gift, that internal pressure to stay consistent, that little panic you feel from a limited time offer, that's your alarm bell. So pause. Second, you have to mentally separate the tactic from the actual request. Is this a good deal on its own, or does it only feel good because it's about to disappear? And finally, ask yourself this one crucial question. Knowing that I'm being influenced, if I could go back in time, would I still make this same choice? This question helps break the spell of that mental autopilot. These principles are absolutely everywhere, and they're used for both good and for ill. They aren't magic tricks. They're just the predictable, almost mechanical ways our brains work. So now that you know the secret code, the only real question left is, which one of these are you going to spot first out in the wild?